Hey everybody, it's JR again. How you going? New video today, and you'll have to excuse the light. It's only sort of like 4:35 p.m. in beautiful Sydney, but it's not so beautiful at the moment. It's actually as dark as a miser's soul and colder than a witch's tit out there today. I just thought I'd do a new video. Went into Red Eye Records in Sydney on Saturday to pick up one soundtrack. Walked out with 6. This occasionally happens. It especially happens when I go there with my daughter, who will go to the soundtrack racks and go, "You haven't got this, you haven't got this, you haven't got this, you haven't got this." And I sort of go, "Now I have, now I have, now I have, now I have." And then I hear my credit card start to cry, and it goes from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the 6 that I bought on Saturday. And tell you who they're by and what else they might be known for. Some of these are well known, some of them possibly aren't. I am going to refer to notes because I don't know a lot about some of these composers of these scores. So let's have a look. Okay, so the first one I grabbed was Breakfast at Tiffany's, film with Audrey Hepburn. This is obviously not an original one. It's from 2014, but it's a copy of the original. They've gone right down to everything with the original stuff on it. This is by Henry Mancini. All of you know who Henry Mancini is. Henry Mancini did the Pink Panther theme. Dun 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 dun. That one. Peter Gunn. That one. Anyway. He also did the soundtrack for the TV show Charlie's Angels, and he also did the soundtrack for the miniseries Thornbirds, I think it was called. But you know, he's done heaps, a lot more than that. He's a well-known maker of scores. This has got the song Moon River on it, which is a great song. Absolutely love it. The next one I got, The Eyes of Laura Mars. Now, if I remember correctly, it's written by John Carpenter, but not directed by John Carpenter, and I'm going from very, very dodgy memory. It's a weird soundtrack, this. Most of it's done by Artie Kane. Artie Kane worked on Aliens Resurrection. He also worked on Demolition Man, just with incidental music and stuff like that. But this also has Barbara Streisand, Casey and the Sunshine Band, Odyssey. It's of its time. It's 1977, so it's a very disco theme, as you can imagine. But Barbara Streisand's song is hardly even recognisable as being Barbara Streisand. But this was especially good because I only paid $10 for it. Love a bargain. Absolutely love a bargain. Now, the next one, and we're working our way up to my favourite of this lot. This one is one that I don't know why I didn't have it in my collection. I think I had it on CD when I was a kid, or cassette as a kid. And somewhere along the lines it's disappeared. But this, I don't have to say anything. The reason I got this is because my ears were totally poisoned by the Fall Out Boy and Missy Elliott debacle that's currently floating around the internet, which is apparently the title track of the new Ghostbusters, which, you know, I'm not against the idea of a new Ghostbusters movie. It's just what I've seen so far. The ghost design are fantastic. The ghost design are brilliant. But it just all seems to be like everybody's talking about, oh, it's all women and it's empowering and all the rest of it. But they just seem to be just as stereotypically used in a film that's supposed to be pro-women. And that song is just the worst. Just the worst. It seems to be that they took the rock aspect of Ray Parker Jr., mixed it with I think it was Run DMC that did Ghostbusters 2, and they mashed them together and it just doesn't work. And to correct the grammar of I ain't afraid of no ghost to I'm not afraid, no. Sorry, Fall Out Boy, keep falling. The next one is from my favourites of the soundtrack making people at the moment, which is Waxwork. Now, this is for a film called Tourist Trap. Look at that cover. That is unreal. Back cover, just as good. And the gatefold, because it's a gatefold, brilliant. Look at that, so spooky. So this is by Pino Donaggio. Pino Donaggio, Carrie, The Howling, Body Double, Dress to Kill. But this is a freaky soundtrack. It's got liner notes by Pino Donaggio and David Schmoller, the writer-director of Tourist Trap, and it's so freaky. It is such a weird soundtrack, and I really can't recommend this enough. And the cool thing about this one I did say Waxwork, didn't I? Yeah, Waxwork. It's Love Me coloured vinyl. Red, delicious. The last track on side A is called Mannequins, and let me tell you, you know, if you've seen the film, you know all of the mannequins' mouths falling open and them all making those weird sort of singing noises. That last track, Mannequins, has all that in it, and I kid you not, you'll be anywhere in the house and you'll stop and you'll go, what the freaking hell was that? Because it is weird. It is so weird. The next one, and believe it or not, this isn't my favourite one that I got on the day, and you'll see why when I get to the last one. This is another Waxwork one. This one is Taxi Driver. It's by Bernard Herrmann. Bernard Herrmann did Psycho, the Twilight Zone TV series, Cape Fear, Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, Citizen Kane, beautiful cover. Bickle and all of some of the other characters from the film. A nice sort of a wet-looking New York street on the back. It's got that nice sort of New York at night sort of thing. But the inside's the gem. Like the amazing drawing of Travis's apartment after everything's gone down, and the cops there, and the blood all up the stairs, and Travis sitting on the couch. And I think is Jodie Foster there in the corner? Yeah, just here, Jodie Foster's character. Jodie Foster? Yeah, Jodie Foster. But amazing. Cool thing about it is there was a limited edition one that came on yellow, black, and white vinyl. Didn't get that one. I don't mind. Yellow vinyl. Taxi Cab yellow vinyl. But pretty beautiful soundtrack, and it sounds fantastic. Yeah, if you're a soundtrack collector, must have. Really is. It really is. Now, the whole reason that I went into the city to go record buying was for this thing. It's a remainder from Record Store Day 2016. I didn't even know it had come out. I knew that The Dark Shadows had come out, and I grabbed that the week after Record Store Day this year, but I didn't know that this had come out. This is Doctor Who and the Daleks, and Invasion Earth 2150, is that what it's called? Daleks Invasion Earth 2150. Record Store Day special. The Doctor Who and the Daleks one has music by Malcolm Lockyer. Now, Malcolm Lockyer did The Pleasure Girls, The Island of Terror, and The Vengeance of Fu Manchu. Had to refer to my notes in because I really don't know much about these guys. And the other one is done by Bill McGuffey, who also did the Asphyx, Corruption, and something called The Leather Boys. Not familiar with The Leather Boys. Anyway, nice gatefold cover with, you know, liner notes up the wazoo. Beautiful presentation. It's got that old sort of movie poster look, and it's even got down to the Sugar Puffs ad. Win a real Dalek, which is pretty cool. Now this one, again, yellow vinyl. I seem to have a thing for yellow vinyl. This is like a translucent yellow vinyl. I imagine it's space vinyl because it's the Daleks and from the 60s, so it's either ray gun yellow or space yellow. But this is from a company called Silver Screen Music, who I'm not familiar with. I mean, I'm not a genius when it comes to soundtracks anyway, because I am sort of a relative newcomer to the collecting of vinyl soundtracks. I mean, as a kid, I had stuff like Back to the Future and some of the other more poppy ones. But this was such a revelation. It was a little bit exy. It was the last one, I think the last one that Red Eye Records in Sydney had. But I was quite happy to pay it. I love, as you've probably heard me before, and I did that congratulations on 500 issues for the Dalek, the Doctor Who magazine. Yeah, so this was really something that I couldn't resist. There's still a couple more albums that I've discovered that I need to get for from the soundtrack point of view. But yeah, it's really cool. It's funny, when I first put it on, I said to my wife, I'm not going to tell you what it is, just listen to it and see what you can guess. And she sort of listened to it for a minute. She said, well, it kind of sounds like sci-fi, and it sounds a little bit British and a little bit Austin Powers. British Austin Powers, so let's call that 60s, and sci-fi, yep, bang on the head, Doctor Who and the Daleks. If you see one of these, don't walk past it if you're a vinyl collector, because it's a banger. It's really, really cool. So that was my $300 odd worth of money spent on Saturday in a very cold Sydney. Another video hopefully next week. Thank you so much for spending the last 10 or 12 minutes with me. As usual, if you want to read my movie reviews, towatchpile.com, towatchpile.com. I'll have it here or wherever it goes, something like that. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.